Hello and welcome back. So continuing on with our terrain viewer, the TerrainManager is up next, and we're going to be working with that for the next couple of videos.
Yep, our TerrainManager, believe it or not, is very similar to the TerrainManager that we've done before. So technically we could copy that and then just delete everything that's not needed. But I'm not going to do that just because this is simple enough that it's not going to be that big of a deal. Actually, I wanted to create a new folder, not a new item. So this will be Terrain System folder. And inside of the Terrain System folder, I want a new class. This will be the TerrainManager. So add our TerrainManager, go ahead and clean stuff up. This one will actually use a namespace. So, and I didn't keep with my convention. Let's go ahead. Home square bracket, end square bracket. What? Oh boy. Okay, fine.
Click at the top so you can see all hidden files and
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out where that is.
No. Go, just click back down and now at the top in the icons.
Oh, up there.
There you go. There she is. All right.
I thought it was odd that I didn't see it before, because I thought I had created it at one point. Yeah, there we go. All right, so let's make this a public class. I like public classes. All right, we're going to need some properties to make this work. So we're going to have public static TerrainManager. Call this one instance. Get private set. Not too worried about making this a singleton. Let's see, we need a public dictionary. So dictionary. This will use a vector2 as our key, and it will store a game object. Similar to what we had before, but we're using game objects as opposed to a patch. But we're still going to call this patches. So get and set. It did that on purpose. It knew I wanted squigglies and it chose squares. So get and set. Then we will do public game object. We'll call this one train object. This is our object in which we're going to parent all of our patches to. Which we'll have a get and a private set. And we'll make a private integer tile side count. Let's go ahead and make our constructor. So public TerrainManager is going to take in a string. Call it name. This will be the name of our train object. So first thing we'll do, instance equals this. Tile side count is going to equal our camera utilities dot interest range -1 divided by 2. And let's create our train object. So train object equals new game object with the name of name. We'll then take the train objects. Well, it's already going to be 0. I'm not going to bother with that. Let's initialize our patches next. So particles. Come on, work with me. Work with me. Patches equals new dictionary. So that initializes our dictionary. Let's see. Let's do public. Let's do. Trying to think if I even need this anymore. I don't even remember if this is still used. Give me a sec. I'll find out.
Okay.
Hey, nope, it's not used anymore. Good, we don't need it. If it's not used, I'm not going to type it. All right, let's do update. Update is going to basically say if time dot frame count modulus 2 equals 0. So in essence, all I'm doing is every other frame doing something instead of every single frame. What I'm going to do every other frame is going to be handle terrain panning, and we're going to create a method for that right down here.
You know, before we get too much further, just to point out that since you've got a public constructor, but you have a static reference to hold an instance of a terrain manager, anyone can instantiate this class since it's public and just cause the last reference to the last instantiated terrain manager to be thrown out and the new one to be stored in the terrain manager instance.
Yeah,
Is that what you wanted?
Well, that's why I said I'm not too worried about making this a singleton at this point in time.
Okay. I didn't hear you say that. My bad.
No, that was at the beginning of the video. When I typed in instance, I said I'm not going to worry about making this a singleton.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so, I completely didn't hear that.
Yeah, I'm just going to use the instance because we're going to hand create this thing one time, and then we're just going to reference instance. It just makes it easier. At some point, later on, when we firm this all up, then we put it into all the design patterns, and this will probably become a singleton. But I wasn't too worried about it because I'm still not completely sure if we're not going to have multiple terrain managers.
Okay.
So, but other than that, that leaves us with the coding for the handle terrain panning. And we won't be doing that in this video. That'll be the next one because handle terrain panning is more code than everything we've just typed out.
All right.
So we'll make that its own video.
Very cool. So that's going to wrap up this video, and we will see you guys in the next. Thanks a lot.